Hi everybody, this is Gavin from Gavin's Gadgets. Hope you guys are keeping well. This is my Huawei P20 Pro review. This is after nearly 6 weeks of having this, and it's on the new firmware, so I'm going to show you some differences with that. I'm going to attach at the end a photo gallery of all the photos I've taken, all the photos, and then in time order. So the first one you see is the very first shot I took, and then the ones that followed are the days and weeks that came after that, so you get an idea, so I get better grips and experiment more what else I'm taking with this phone. And right at the very end, which you might want to check out, are the new photos, and I will put a little title when they appear as well to tell you these are the new photos with the new firmware. I'll also show these as we go through. So I'm going to show you some differences. Going to give you some tips and tricks as I go along as well, plenty more of those which I've come across which are handy, and a lot more. So let's go and check this out and crack on. Okay, so this is my Huawei P20 Pro, as you can see, and I've actually got the Porsche RS, well, Huawei Mate RS Porsche design icon set on here. So that looks really nice. What you can also do, you can actually change the themes, and I've got another really nice theme, and I'll just show you the other theme. This is my Pixel theme. Some of you may prefer that. Visually that looks nicer. In the end I do prefer the darker version. It does actually save battery life and so forth. Well, while we're talking about some of the differences in the new firmware, this is one of the actual differences. What you actually get here, you get all photos, all videos, camera screenshots, and my favorites, recent deleted, and then it separates other albums, as you can see, into sort of subcategories, so you have to get to them. One thing you can do is if you pick on a photo, you can squeeze in like so, and you can have like a sort of moving gallery, which is quite nice when you're doing it this particular way. Talking of photos, these shots here are with the latest firmware, but again I'll show you some more of those at the end. So one of the things that you can do, which is quite handy, if you push down on the contacts, bring that a bit closer now you can see, let's just go in a bit tighter. One of the options here is scan, and it can actually scan a business card. That is really quite handy, so worth noting that. The other little trick, if you push and hold on the themes, there is a box style called text styles, and you tap on that and you can change the different text, the icon font. Now this affects everything. This is, it goes all the way through the whole system, but it's very weird. It is actually by pushing and holding on the theme icon, and that is basically something there. The other change, before I actually talk about my findings, is actually in the camera itself. So previously, I don't remember, that night mode appeared in more, and then with more you had to swipe. Once you went into more, you didn't get these icons, you had to swipe another up and down, like here you have to swipe, you had to move that to get the list of these. Now it's just quick icons. So what that means, very straightforward, is that you can actually go from photo, bang into night mode, bang back to photo, hit more, tap. It's really fast. In Pro mode you've got ISO setting. Let's just go back into Pro mode again, and you've got the ISO setting here, and in Pro mode this goes now all the way to 6400. It was 3200. The shutter speed, if you want to look at that, again that's still no change there. And you can see as we take the shutter speed all the way to 30 seconds. Let's go back to photo mode. What I will say though is, in terms of the best case, I've now actually stuck, I did get some more cases come through, but I am using the Spigen rugged armour case, as I do find this particular case is a better case all around. So what else about the Huawei P20? What's my sort of verdict on the audio side? Well, it does come in the box with some really crappy USB-C headset. At least that's available as a USB-C. At least it's in the box. Better than nothing. If you want to plug your headphones in, you can use the adapter. If you've got very basic in-ear headphones, your own headphones, and you want to use the 3.5mm adapter, USB-C adapter that's in the box, you can. This is HTC's adapter. This is the Google Pixel headphone adapter. The Pixel is better. If you happen to have an HTC 3.5mm to USB adapter lying around, that's fine, don't buy this. If you have neither and you want really good USB-C audio, it's the Pixel. They're about £9, I think, not too bad. If you're lucky enough and you pre-ordered, you've had your Bose QC35 Mark IIs. That was a really nice touch. Really like using these headphones with the Google Assistant on the P20 Pro. There is on the Bluetooth audio a slight latency, a slight lag. It's more noticeable if you're using the wire-free wireless Bose headphones. These ones are completely wire-free. It's even noticeable if you're using AirPods as well, which is a shame. But to be honest, after a while, you know, you can nitpick. If you don't like it, just shut up and move on. That's what I say. Just not, if it's not for you, just don't worry about it. But after a while, you just get used to it. However, what I do quite like using is I've got this Theo Q5 USB plus Bluetooth DAC, and I've got a special adapter that's micro USB into the Theo Q5, and that's type USB-C into the Huawei P20 Pro, and you can then use either via Bluetooth or connect it via the USB. And when you use this with Bluetooth, I haven't noticed the latency doesn't seem to be there. So this is a very good DAC. It sounds really good. It also means I can power my proper over-the-ear hi-fi headphones, my Bear Dynamics, my Sennheisers really well, and I can use it via Bluetooth or I can use it with the cable connection. Either works really well, and it also means I have to stop worrying about how good is the audio on a particular phone, because I let a third-party piece of equipment handle that when I need to. But to be honest, I'm quite happy with the Bluetooth sound, the quality of sound that comes out of the Huawei P20 Pro. The speakers, when you hold it in landscape, it uses the earpiece. I also like the four-way touch controls that you can have on the home fingerprint sensor. So that's how I do system navigation. But you have 4 different options for the navigation, which is quite nice. So that does help. And you can get that in settings, systems, system navigation, and then pick whichever mode that you actually quite like. You've also got setting smart assistants voice control, and there's a number of actions that you can pick up on the voice control, which is really good. You've got one-handed mode. It's worth looking at the Huawei Share option, because with that you can move content quite freely between different devices, like when I say different devices, between different Huawei devices or from your Mac and your PC, and it's all wireless. And it took me a little while to figure it out how it all works, but once I've done it, it was like, wow, that's really good. And obviously if you've got the USB-C cable, you can plug it straight into a TV or external thing, and you've got like a full you know, the PC sort of looking apps up on the screen. So that gives another aspect of this phone that people don't use that often or talk about, is that you can, you know, a full-grown PC, and you can connect a Bluetooth keyboard, a mouse, and it's just another, you know, option where if you just had to get one device and you had your phone, you couldn't afford a PC, but you had a screen or you had a TV, you could actually start using it in a bigger format. I quite like the battery on this. It's one of the really strong points of this. I do not have ever any battery anxiety, never. I mean, yesterday I was hammering this phone again, taking photos and whatnot, and I got down to 50% after 16 hours off charge. That's after 16 hours off charge, and that was and at 50% I was on 4 hours screen on time. 4 hours screen on time. Crazy, crazy. The display notch, yeah, it's got it. You can remove it. Don't bother me at all. Leave the notch as it is. But the other thing you can do is it's got a twin app where you can have two apps of like Facebook or WhatsApp on the phone, but you can do one better. And with the actual fingerprint, you set up one of your fingerprints that when you tap on it, it opens up a completely new version of your phone. That's a completely, you're logging in as someone else, and it's called private space, and you get that in the settings security private space. And you've got you can also unlock apps with a code using in this security option, and there's also a file save. So you know, if you're one of these people that want a different, instead of buying two phones, you can actually use a different fingerprint and log in as and it's a different phone, different Instagram, different everything, completely different. The camera, I absolutely adore the camera. The versatility is fantastic. And I know that the full potential of this camera hasn't yet come out. That's the crazy part. You know, I have had an update. The update's good on the camera. It makes the interface, I've shown you, smooth, works really well. It's just incredible what you can do with the zoom, with the night mode. You know, night mode, no tripod, you're just holding it there for 4 seconds. Actually, it's anywhere between 3 and 6, depends on how dark or light it is. And it just gives you, a blur-free shot. And actually, if you're visiting some of the, I like visiting National Trust houses and going inside, using the night mode inside is fantastic, and you'll see some of the shots as we go through. The future camera modes, I gather from someone I know who's testing a further, more advanced firmware, that the greenery, particularly the greenery AI, where it makes everything look ultra green, is toned down a bit better, so that's quite good. But even I'm on build 110 now, it softens and tones down, and there is definitely some improvements in the algorithms. Now, people said, 4K video or anything over 1080p 30 frames per second is completely stabilized. It's fantastic, it looks really good high quality. But if you go 1080p at 60 frames per second or 4K video, it's a bit wobbly yet because there's no stabilization. This is the DJI Osmo Mobile 2. If you really do have to record in 4K, just get one of these, problem solved. You know, it just makes it ultra smooth, and they're very cheap, the new Osmo Mobile 2s. They do work really well. Anyway, overall as a phone, you've got a lovely screen, good battery, excellent camera. I've used it in so many different scenarios. In fact, the last 4 YouTube videos I've uploaded were all done on this, all of them. So go and have a look, and you'll see if you want the video quality. Again, but that's on the old firmware. I haven't tested the video on the new firmware yet. Anyway, let's look at the video gallery that's coming up. And remember, this is in time chronological order, which means as I've got, obviously you learn, the more you use the camera, the slightly better you get, or the more you experiment and try things out. And I will leave a little marker when it says, which will be near the end, these photos are on the new firmware. So you can see the difference that makes. Anyway, this is Gavin from Gavin's Gadgets. I hope you enjoy the photo showcase that's coming up, and catch you guys soon. I'll answer every question you've got on the P20 Pro as best as I can. So let's have a chat down below. Catch you guys soon. Bye for now. bye.